Thank you very much. Let me first say it's great to be back at NOAH. We presented for the first time at NOAH 2016 in November, and it almost feels like we're part of the family by now. And it's an entrepreneurship conference, and I just want to say I think it shows a tremendous amount of entrepreneurial grit and spirit to pull this event off in these times. So hats off to you, to Marco, and the entire NOAH team. It's been an exciting year for NOAH. It's also been an exciting year for us. So Raisin DS was formed this summer through merging two of Europe's leading fintech companies, Raisin and Deposit Solutions. So we brought together the leading pan-European B2C platform for savings and investments, Raisin, with the leading open banking platform for cash savings deposits, Deposit Solutions. And it really was a 1 + 1 = 3 or more deal because the businesses were quite complementary. To give you one example, Raisin had a lot more deposit-taking banks or products connected to the platform, and Deposit Solutions, with its B2B focus, had more distribution partners. So by joining forces, we really maximize value for our members and partners. To give you a quick overview where we stand today with the combined company, so we have more than 400 financial institutions today using our platform. We operate across the EU. Since last year, we're also live in the US. We're around 600 people. About 40 million savers can get access to products through our platform. We have about 23 billion assets under management. And we feel very privileged to be supported by a great group of investors who are backing us on our journey. So looking forward, our vision for the joint company really is to enable savings and investments without barriers. And what we mean by it, firstly, we want to democratize access to fair and high-quality savings and investment products to everyone. And secondly, we want to provide an easy and efficient way for banks to fund themselves so they can lend money to people and businesses, i.e. the real economy. And when we started at the time, quite a while ago, we realized that there's actually a lot of barriers in the savings space. And we also saw that there was a trend of platformication, or the rise of the platform economy. Actually didn't start in financial services, started in e-commerce with Amazon or in travel with Airbnb. And if you think about it, you didn't have to own your own infrastructure, you could suddenly use somebody else's infrastructure, in the case of Airbnb, for example, their apartments, and you could access it super efficiently via a marketplace platform. And at the time, we set out to build that marketplace platform for savings. And we thought it made a lot of sense, because on the one side, it's a huge market, and on the other side, it was a terrible user experience for the market participants, banks and savers. So if you look at the market, savings deposits are one of the most important product categories in banking. People hold about 1/3 of their assets in cash. And if you look at the two markets that we're currently active in, Europe and the United States, alone represent about a 34 trillion market. And within Europe, Germany is by far the biggest market, so it made a lot of sense to start building that business out of Germany. Despite it being such a huge and important market, actually it was a very dysfunctional market. So if you look at it, most savers in Europe, for example, today are not receiving any interest at their bank. In fact, many get charged negative rates. And at the same time, there are quite considerable spreads between what you could earn in a market and what people are actually getting. And these spreads exist both within countries, but also across countries. And there are considerable barriers. So if you're a saver and you wanted to suddenly get access to these products, you traditionally always had to open a new bank account over and over again, Groundhog Day. And if you're a bank and you wanted to get access to funding, you had to build an entire retail infrastructure and operate it, which is extremely complicated and very costly. So what we've done over the past years with our platform, we've basically transformed this value chain, and we've turned savings deposits into a marketplace product. And so we're doing that by, on the one hand, providing a plug-and-play solution for banks that want to source deposits and giving them access to millions of customers, either through our own marketplace platforms, such as Weltsparen or Zinspilot in Germany, or Raisin.uk in the UK, or SafeBetter.com in the US, or through B2B partners that white label our solution. And this way, banks can easily and efficiently source stable funding, and at the same time, investors get a higher return on their cash, and we create a lot of efficiency in the industry because we're deduplicating retail infrastructure. It's not only a win for a bank that wants to source deposits or a saver who's earning higher rates, but it's also a huge advantage for our B2B partners because they can white label our solution into their own offering and suddenly offer attractive products in one of the most important product categories. And this way they kind of win new clients, they retain existing customers, and if they're over liquid, they can also manage the liquidity. So today we have over 250 of those B2B distribution partners, and they really range from digital banks such as N26 to large universal banks such as Deutsche Bank to big insurance companies such as Aviva. What we found, basically having successfully turned cash savings deposits into a marketplace product, that we can leverage our quite sizable existing customer base and also our own tech infrastructure that we've built to expand into further products and services that are very synergetic to what we're doing. So we found that the platform also works really well for passive investment and pension products. And over the last less than 2 years, we've already built more than 1 billion euros in AUM in our investment products business, and it's growing extremely fast. And at the same time, we own our own transaction services bank, Raisin Bank, and we've invested a lot into that kind of state-of-the-art tech infrastructures, cloud-enabled or cloud-native API-enabled. And so in addition to using this to support our own core business, we can provide these services to others. And today we already have more than 35 banking-as-a-service customers, and that's also a business line that's growing quite quickly. We're starting the work stream here now, Fair Finance. So I wanted to say a word, why are we doing all of this? So we're doing this because we want to create financial peace of mind. So most people don't wake up in the morning and get super passionate about managing their savings or investments. Most people are passionate about their families or their hobbies or other things. But they want to have peace of mind with regard to their savings, and they want to build wealth. So what we're doing is we're enabling access to fair, high-quality, transparent, simple savings and investment solutions so people can really focus on what they love. And on the other hand, for banks, they also want to focus on the core of their business. So we enable stable, efficient funding for them so they can kind of focus on their core business that counts for them. Obviously, sustainability is a very important part of financial peace of mind. And so if the kind of planet is at risk and its biodiversity, it's very hard to have financial peace of mind. So obviously that's an important topic for us as well. We're addressing it in 2 different ways. So on the one hand, we're enabling our customers to invest in sustainability, and in our core business deposits, we've been pioneering green deposits with partners. I mean, green bonds are quite established in financial services, green deposits not yet. And we are expanding our ESG product offering for our customers, either through ESG-themed core portfolios of ETFs, or people can assemble their own ESG ETFs. On the company level, we essentially, with partners, every year measure our footprint. We offset every year, and we also analyze throughout that process every year how we can get better and more efficient. I'm sure there's a lot more than we can do, and I think it's great to have conferences such as this to challenge all of us to think about what more we can do. I'm going to close with a little bit of NOAH history. So I said I spoke for the first time about deposit solutions in 2006, and we've just broken through 1 billion euros in transmitted deposits on the platform. The last NOAH conference that took place before the pandemic was in London in 2019, and we just broken through 20 billion in transmitted deposits, and the combined company now has more than 80 billion in transmitted deposits today. So I think it's fair to say we've achieved a bit over the past NOAH years, but from our perspective, we're really at the very beginning. We're not even scratching the surface in our core European deposit business, the investment product business growing fast, the UK is growing fast, we're just getting started in the US. Banking as a service is exciting, so I think there will be a lot more to talk about when we return, and thank you very much for having me.